New year, new Mr. Gellis. That's another 365 for me to shit up on your melon. That's a whole nother vibe to take to shake you out your skeleton. 52 weeks to bring the heat and I ain't sweating it. Whole last season smoking tree like it was medicine. COVID-19, quarantine wasn't stressing it. I done made the best shit of my life and now I'm flexing it. Know that if y'all put me in my hole, I come out better, bitch, and that's word to my brethren.
Welcome to the 2 D's and an F podcast with your hosts, Jay and Mikey. So here we go. Welcome to 2 D's and an F podcast. We've got the man that's probably going to be designing our website in the future on with us tonight. That is Eric Steele. What's up, Eric?
I'm going to leave. I'm not doing this if that is the condition.
Yeah, that's really all you got to do.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
You don't need me here then.
So you recently moved from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. So I moved to Allentown from Philly. Yeah. And I want to be I like Philly. I like living in there. I like the I grew up in the middle of nowhere, like fields all around. Like I think we had like 3 to 5 channels.
You grew up in Somerset, right?
I grew up
outside of Somerset.
I tell people Somerset, so
because everyone knows Somerset.
Everyone knows Somerset.
Flight 93,
yeah,
I think. Was it?
Flight 93.
Was it? Yeah. I visited that site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did too. That was a weird day, but I say Somerset.
Were you there? Were you in that area when that happened?
Yeah, I was in school. Like, yeah, it was. My mom actually came and got me out of school because she kind of alluded to the apocalypse happening. Like, I mean, if planes are falling out of the sky in like the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, they've got to be falling out of the sky everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was on the news before it went down.
Yeah.
So everybody probably knew about it, and they're like, "Oh my God, there's this plane, and it's headed this way."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not thinking like, oh, okay, there's this plane heading this way, and it's going to crash into a field near where we are going to school. You're thinking like, okay, well, that's going to Washington, D.C., like probably where they intended to make it, like where it was supposed to be going.
Yeah.
And so it was like when it happened, it was like it affected a lot of people nearby because you know small town folks feel sheltered. You feel like that's never going to come here.
They're in a small town for a reason.
Right. That's a New York City problem.
Yeah. Right.
That's a Chicago problem. But and then it hits that close to home. You know. You might take your kid out of school because you think maybe the rapture's happening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the form of planes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure a lot of people took their kids out of school that were nowhere near there.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, that was surreal. Anyway, I didn't think we'd talk about 9/11 today either.
Well, we don't. I mean,
no, it's cool.
You're kind of from the area.
Yeah.
That happened, and I visited that. I was going to somewhere for work out that way. You know, on my way back, I was like, you know what? I'm in the area. Why not stop? You know, and then it's kind of neat what they have there. Like there's like plaques with everyone's names on it, but at the same time in your head, like you got to just be thinking about like what really happened. You know, and you're like, God damn, it kind of makes you mad. It's just like all these people sacrificed their life for what?
Right.
You know.
Right. I mean, you grow up with mythology. You know, you grow up with like, no, they took over the plane and they like ran into the ground and they saved like hundreds of thousands of lives in some other like main city.
Is that the stories they're telling?
Yeah, that's the story. Like that's what like in that area you grow up with. Like, there's a movie. I don't even remember what it's called. It's probably just like Flight 93.
There's not a lot of truth to that.
Yeah,
it's called that, but you know how movies get a little far-fetched sometimes.
Yeah,
because they got to make it a little interesting. But
but there's like you grow up with that mythology, and then like you come to a city, and you, like that kind of like local mythology gets challenged a bit, and it's like, oh yeah, no, that. I mean, yeah, I guess that happened, but Did it?
They tell their version.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of versions of everything, but it is very likely that the two jets behind it shot it down. You know.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's almost like too likely, especially in the area that it went down. You know what I mean? How could you possibly plan that if you were taking over the plane? You know?
Yeah.
But
I, not to like get too into like conspiracy theories, but like I like people in the area. You know people who, like I know people who experienced that day in a very different way.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Like, they swear by like. It wasn't
a
heroic thing.
Yeah.
Like it was an unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like that's when it was, those two planes did what they did.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
Trying to not confirm that because it's like hearsay, but like, yeah, that is where I like.
That's how you get taught when you're growing up. I mean, nobody wants to be the town that, the government shot the plane down in.
Right.
You know?
And I mean, like we needed heroes that day.
Yeah.
Like
everyone on that plane was a hero.
Right.
So that's
right.
And that's,
was that the name? Was that also part of the name of the movie?
What's that? Hero?
Like, was there a hero in it somewhere?
I don't think so. I think it was just Flight 93. Or was there a Flight 70? What was Flight 73? Is that a flight?
It's a flight, probably.
Where's it going to? Chicago?
I don't know. You want me to look it up?
Yeah.
Cool.
I bet do they retire those flight numbers? Like there's probably never going to be a Flight 93 again.
I don't think there will be.
Because no one's going to get on that plane.
Right, right. Yeah, they retired that like.
Just like there's no Flight 13 probably.
Right. Grew up in the country.
Yeah.
Had country life. Moved to Philly. That's how we ended there.
What kind of shock was that? It's got
to be
a shock.
No, that wasn't shock. That was like
in awe. You were like,
I was so happy to do that. Because like growing up in country, like you don't have next door neighbors necessarily. Like you have relatives that live like a house that's probably like a half mile away down the road. Yeah. But that's about it. So it was great.
So if you need to borrow sugar, you just go about a half mile down the road.
Yeah. And you always needed to borrow sugar. In the country, you put sugar. You put like double sugar.
Sugar's like
in
everything. Yeah. It's just like.
I think Somerset was like maple syrup. You put maple syrup in everything. Yeah. I still do that. What kind
of did they have the Pittsburgh sandwiches out there? Like you lived right below Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they didn't have them there, but you go to Permane Brothers. Like when you're going to Pittsburgh.
Is that the French fries?
Sorry, that's not Permane Brothers. Is it Permane Brothers?
Yeah.
I don't know which one you're talking about. Is that the famous one?
It's Permane Brothers. Yeah.
That's like the Pats or Geno's of Pittsburgh.
Sure, if you want to like insult Permane Brothers.
Actually, my favorite one in Philly is what's the one on South Street? Jim's.
Yeah,
Jim's is the
that's
best,
my favorite one. Yep.
Yeah.
No, Rick's in the Reading Terminal Market. Yep.
Bob's in the ash pits of North Philly.
I like Calvin's. Calvin's. It's in a speakeasy, inside of a speakeasy. It's in West Philadelphia.
Hipster joint.
Speakeasy.
What's a speakeasy?
Yeah, I know this. I know that. I should know this.
Secret bar. It's a bar that you should know about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we have one of those. It's called the Bookstore in Bethlehem. It's like you go down.
Well, don't tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
They don't know where it is.
All right.
But the menu's in a book. So speakeasies were around the probation area. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. There's like
Did you say the probation area?
He did.
Prohibition.
Era.
I did say the area.
We can fix it in post.
Hold on a second.
No, we're not
Rewind.
fixing that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, let's keep going with the whiskey then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made the joke about the internet making your website.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to make your website, but
well, fine.
Yeah.
I will see you next week, everybody.
Yep.
All right.
No, we definitely don't need a website.
No.
Cool. Fortunately, all you have to do is mention Squarespace and you become sponsored by them. So
that's right.
You build build your website in Squarespace.
Did you just plug them right now?
I did.
Wow.
They sponsored this.
Oh.
All you have to do is mention them, and you'll get a $10 check under your pillow tonight.
Sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, they're great.
And
Like the amount of times we mentioned them?
we're gonna be sponsored
No.
by Blue Apron next week. So we'll have
yeah, Blue Apron, Stitch Fix.
Vincero watches.
Plugging. We're plugging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that's what this episode
Should we just make it all about plugs?
Yeah,
Let's just let's
see,
send
which,
this.
see which ones stick and we'll see which ones
Yeah.
we get emails about.
Yeah. I do have to say, fuck Facebook though. It's been 15 years since I've used it, and I tried to go on. We have a Facebook page, plug, and
I don't know if those two things go together.
and I have no fucking clue. Like I was just like, I looked at it for like 5 minutes, but like, it shouldn't be that hard. You know, it should just be a fucking, you know, for anybody that hasn't used it in a long time. I feel like a fucking old dude, like getting on the internet for the first time, you know? But it just reminded me of how much I hated it.
Yeah. Well, they just want you to look at it for as long as possible.
Yeah, I mean,
why would they make it easy?
I don't want to make buttons. I don't know how to fuck. It's like I want everything there that's art. You know, I don't want to make my own shit. I don't want to do your job for you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you do, right? You make websites.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't work at Facebook.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
this would have been an awkward conversation.
I mean, it might not be bad to work for Facebook. I don't know.
It would be pretty bad to work
Would
on
it?
Facebook. I'll just put that out there.
I mean, I don't know the dude. What's his name? Mark Zuckerberg. But
yeah, nailed it.
I can't say his name because then we'll get sued by him or something like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of a dude he is, but he just seems like a fucking prick to me. Like just his face. I don't like his face.
Nobody
Yeah.
likes his face.
Yeah.
It looks like he put his face on over his actual face.
Yeah,
That's why.
he's a lizard person.
Mhm.
He has like a zipper in the back, unzips it, and he's a fucking flesh-eating lizard.
Is he with the lizard Illuminati?
Yeah,
or
he's in the
something?
guild.
Wasn't that thing?
Yeah. No, that's definitely his eyes blink at different times.
What do you
got
think?
That
Being
extra set of thin eyelids, like fucking reptile eyelids.
Being a web designer, Eric, what do you think about the way these major platforms are? Like, would you change them in any way? Like, just by looking at them, something's got to be going through your head with it.
Yeah, I mean the intent, like when you build a website, when you build anything, you want to think about like what's the purpose of this? Why am I making this? Why should this exist? And who is going to get the most out of this? Facebook. Like you remember whenever you first found Facebook, like people were like,
I
"Hey,
was on MySpace, and it was like, oh, look at this thing, Facebook."
You're on MySpace. You picked your 8 friends.
Yeah,
and
one of them was not my friend.
One of them was not your friend. But like that the original idea of the social network was like really promising. Like there's something kind of energizing about the idea of like you could connect with all of the people that you care about connecting with, and you could actually see what they're doing. And it was really like passive way to maintain like friendships and like, I don't want to say relationships because that's not what this is, but you get like a drip feed of what other people that you know are doing. And like that idea was really cool. So early on, the idea, everything was built for you to be able to provide information about what you're doing, and also for other people to see like what you're doing. And so like
people cared that much about what other people thought of them. Like this was the beginning of the, I don't want to say like judgmental stage, but you ever see Black Mirrors?
I've seen one of them.
There's an episode where people are rating each other on their phone, and that is their social standing. You know what I mean? And that's what this is kind of turned into.
It's what it's turned into. Yeah. But like that early time was genuine. Like sure, there was like,
anything new is genuine. I mean, you don't know what it's going to turn into, but there's that like, I don't know, that like ego hit, or that like ego like dopamine hit that you get from people liking your shit. Like
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But the people there were building stuff, so it was easy to see what other people were doing, like people that you cared about. And now it is not that. Like it's this thing that's like everything's propped up by advertising. Everything's propped up by like trying to trick you to enjoy something just enough that you won't go away.
Well, then they use algorithms to like keep bringing you back.
Right. And like it's like the goal of these things is to no longer to make you happy. It's to make you like kind of miserable, but happy enough that you won't go away. Yeah, it's super fucked up.
But how?
It's an addiction like any other thing. Like,
and they're just taking in all these like billions and billions of dollars,
right?
And they don't care about the people,
no.
And the government doesn't have the balls to step in. And why is that? Like, shouldn't they be allowed? I mean, I guess they are from time to time, but not on certain levels. Like you're allowed to say this thing, but you're not allowed to say this thing.
Right. Well, I mean, kids have got to be off limits, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think
I would say so. Yeah. I mean,
the biggest thing that concerns me right now, as like a relatively new dad, is YouTube. Like the fact that YouTube,
they have a kids version of YouTube.
They do, thankfully,
yeah.
But it's still like it's.
Do they have a kids version of Facebook or wherever else they can get their media from? TikTok, for fuck's sakes.
I guess TikTok
is like wild, dude. It can get. I mean,
it's really interesting. We could talk about TikTok, but like it's scary. Like YouTube scares the hell out of me because it is not.
But you can lock that on your computer, the regular version, I mean, and like, or just lock your computer in general. And if you want her to have a computer one day, which I'm sure you will, like every kid's gonna have a computer.
Why? Can they have glasses?
Yes, nerd. But you can, like Bryce's computer, which he doesn't use because of this reason. The regular version of YouTube is locked out, and the kids' version of YouTube is the only thing he can use in there. And I don't know how to change it.
Sure.
Because I don't have glasses.
Sure. But like the thing that freaks me out is that like the kids' version didn't exist until someone was like, "Oh shit, we probably shouldn't like auto suggest terrible stuff to kids." Like it was a reaction to something bad that happened to that like suggestion algorithm. It was like kids just watching videos, and eventually each video always like it recommends something and it recommends something else, and eventually for some reason they always end up getting to like flat earth conspiracies and like just you've got like 3-year-olds tuning into Pizzagate, and like like the fact that
I still don't know what that is,
reaction.
by the way. Sorry to interrupt you. I still have no fucking clue what Pizzagate is because I never looked into it.
You're in a better place. For that.
I don't want to go down
Honestly,
that rabbit hole. I would say
you're in a better place, but you get the gist. It's like it's just something that spawned out of YouTube. Like it's so easy for impressionable minds to get like information that to us, like the only thing that we had like that of like an autoplay thing is TV and I guess like radio. Like the idea, like I think our generation went from cool. I don't want stuff to be decided for me. I want to actually like pick all the stuff. I want to pick albums. I want to stream all those albums. I want to download all that music. I want to pick I want all the DVDs. I want every TV show that I've ever watched. I want to own them so I can just pick them, put them in. And now it has gone back to like, okay, I just want to drip feed. I just want to like push play and sit back and have decisions made for me. And that scares me.
Yeah. I'm on the same level that you're on, man.
Yeah. And it's not just for like kids. It's for like human beings.
Yeah.
Like,
it's for not even like our kids' generation so much, but their generation, like the generation after that is going to be just like everything is going to be like, here, you want this, take this.
Right.
you know, it's really gonna. You see like how we look at aliens, and they're so far advanced from us. They have these big heads, right? I feel like our heads are gonna shrink. They're just gonna like decompress and like or compress and just like shrink into nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's gonna be social media that does it.
Right, like Wall-E.
Well, yeah. They're just like sitting there. Everything's handed to them exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll have no more use for our legs. We'll just have this station that we sit in that everything is just fed into our brains.
I'm glad all of us have seen Wall-E. That's a great movie.
Mm-hmm. I think about the bones in the legs of people in Wall-E.
Oh my God! Yeah,
I think about it too often.
That?
It freaked me out.
A lot of rehab. Like, how do you rehab the whole world?
I mean, their bones didn't work anymore.
There are no bones.
No, their bones were like apart.
Yeah.
Like, you can't walk. That guy could not have gotten up from that.
No way.
God, like that's a thing that you have to you fix that over generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the whole fact that the movie was based on how the world got overcrowded with trash.
Mm-hmm.
That could happen as well. Like, I feel like that movie is a look at the future, but it's like a kids movie.
Right.
It's great.
And it's about
we need
robot love.
Yeah,
real life Avengers with Thanos just snapping his fingers, wiping half of existence out of existence.
Yeah.
That'll get everybody working again.
Yeah, he could have just snapped his fingers and made double food, huh? So instead of halving everything, he could have just made twice as much of everything.
Could have made the planet twice the size. Could have made the universe twice the size.
Yeah.
Instead of killing everybody. Yeah.
I don't think he didn't have those abilities to make something else. He just had the ability of time. What were the rocks? Time.
What do you think?
Time. The Infinity Stones. Shit, I should really know this because I just watched all of these movies.
Time, reality, space.
Power.
Mind.
Power. I don't think mind's.
Soul. It was mind.
Mind. What does
I
mind
feel
do?
like I just.
What does the Mind Stone do?
The Mind Stone was. I'm imagining my wife listening to this right now. If she hasn't turned
Eric
it off,
is a nerd.
All right.
We all knew this.
No, the Mind Stone is it was what's in the stick from the first Avengers, and it's what's in Vision's head.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the one that's in Vision's head. Okay.
Yeah, and who had time was I just watched this movie last night. Doctor
Strange.
Stephen Strange. Yeah. And then Soul.
Soul was the one that someone had to die for.
Yeah. With Red Skull.
One of his daughters.
Cliff. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
one of his daughters?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gamora.
Oh my God. Whenever I can't find a movie to watch, I always put on the Avengers or some kind of Marvel movie or something like that because that's an easy pick. It's scroll over, I can do random, go.
Yeah.
We're in such a good time with that. Do you remember what it was like before Iron Man? Before the original
Batman.
Iron Man? Yeah.
But that's DC, but Batman was great.
You had
first Batman with Michael Keaton?
Only had Batman, right? And
RoboCop.
Spider-Man was
Spider-Man came later, yeah.
But
Batman started it maybe. The whole superhero. No, Superman did. Superman, the old Supermans.
Yeah.
But they were still DC. There was no Marvel.
Yeah.
Coming out.
But the Marvel cinematic, there are so many superhero movies now. We just have this embarrassment of reasonable action. I mean, good action movies with a reasonable story. You compare any of these movies to let's just say Batman Returns.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
That was that the one with I don't know, one of them had no, it was Batman. One of them had George Clooney as Batman and just nipples
that's when it
on
started
the
going
bat suit
downhill.
for some reason.
That's when it went
Batman
downhill.
And Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Nipples on the bat suit.
Yeah,
that was
I
the
don't
worst
know why.
one.
That
ever.
was the absolute worst one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see,
There
what
was
they're
another
doing,
one
what they're
with
doing
with
now.
Robin.
What they're doing now is because there's been so many reboots and remakes and everything, to still have that suspension of disbelief among viewers, they've now, and I don't know if this is like a plot line in the comic books or not, but the multiverse, where they're gonna have all three actors who played Spider-Man in the past, like the Tom Holland who plays him now, the guy who was in Social Network who played him for like 2 movies, and Tobey Maguire, all in the same movie, but they're all Spider-Man, but from different dimensions.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's
So
fun.
that's how they're
I guess
fixing
so.
that.
That is kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
dimensions is like a big thing now. It's like in the fucking
And
news. It's all
Doctor
over.
Strange is the one who like opens up all the different dimensions, the multiverse they call it.
Yeah.
What are your superpowers?
God, I can. What would I honestly don't know. I'm not really that good at anything. Modesty is my superpower.
There you go.
I guess.
There you go.
I feel like I might have asked the wrong question. If you wanted a superpower, what would it be?
The man who contemplates whether he should do something or not.
Yeah.
How
Find
about,
out in
it's
3 weeks.
Introspection is your superpower.
Yeah.
You asked about like what's new with me. It was a generic question, but it got me thinking. Like, I am not in touch with that. Like, I am not in touch with what's new with me because I am like basically I wake up at 6. I'm either taking care, like just making sure that my daughter has everything that she needs, or I'm working, or like I'm supporting my wife in just maintaining our life.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it's just constant until like 7:30, and then I go to sleep eventually. Like I don't know what's new with me. So I'm kind of glad I'm here. So one thing that just kind of makes that challenging is, oh man, I lost that thread.
It is a hard question to get asked, and it's just like somebody asking, "How are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just like, do you give them the full story, or do you just say, "Doing fine," and get on with your day? You know, why do people even ask that to begin with?
Right.
You know, they don't really care how you're doing. It's just like a way to say hello, I guess.
Right.
So like, why don't we just say hello?
Right. I mean, I feel like it might be a punishment. I might be trying to punish people who ask that, but I always try and give them like a genuine answer.
But so that turns into like maybe like sarcasm at some point.
It also might be like like me trying to just achieve a genuine human connection.
Maybe.
Which I don't necessarily get outside of like a child and people needing to work. So
you're just trying to get conversation. Like, so you came from a city where there's a lot of people around, and you're probably conversating a lot, as opposed to moving here where it's like,
well, I wasn't. That was the problem. Is like
well, you weren't during the pandemic,
right? And that wears down on you when you were
Yeah.
like, when you're just in like kind of just stuck in like shoulder to shoulder space.
Yeah.
With people, and you're like, I don't know.
And you're like, why are you standing so close to me?
Why are you standing so close to me? You're a monster. Get away from me.
Yeah.
You have poison breath. I
would feel that way even before the pandemic. It's like, why are you giving me my personal space? You know?
Yeah, and that wears on you. So like, getting that like connection whenever I could. Maybe I think that's more of what it is. Not like me trying to punish people.
So, but you came from not getting that connection in the country to getting that connection a lot and basically thriving on it, basically wanting it so bad that you stayed in the city.
Right. Yeah. And I like Philadelphia is it's like a small town in a big city. Like there was a certain point where basically every day I would run into somebody I know just outside of like where I was working.
Yeah.
And that was a good feeling. Like there's a good, like, actual tangible social
But
network.
were you an open book with that person? Were you more closed to them and just kind of act a certain way because you felt like if you do something repetitive on a daily basis like that, you kind of find yourself like changing a little bit. Like, did you change a little bit when you moved to the city?
Yeah, and as I like had the opportunity to interact with people more, I realized like, shit, there might be something wrong here, because I got obsessed with like, did I just say the right thing? Like, am I talking to this person? What did I just say? Like, I would be talking to them, and for some reason my brain would just not let me stop thinking about the thing I just said to them, and I couldn't continue the conversation. Like, I would just get so psyched out from talking with them that I just was like kind of crippled with social anxiety for a little while there.
So you were happy to talk to them, but at the same time it made you feel crippled?
Yeah, my conversations couldn't go on very long. Like,
okay.
And I don't know.
Why is that?
I was worried about that.
Why is that though? Why do you think?
Well, thanks for asking, Jay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I found out later in my life that I actually had like ADHD. I finally decided to go to a doctor and say like, hey, why do I have so much trouble talking to people? Like, why can't I just maintain a conversation with someone? Why can't I why can't I spend some time with someone and then go home and just not be able to stop thinking about like the weird little things that I said? Like, why can't I escape those thoughts? And so at first I thought it was just like social anxiety. Like, I thought I might have like depression, and I think I genuinely got lucky to be like, hey, you might actually have attention problems. Like, you might not be able to actually stop paying attention to certain things, and you might not be able to keep paying attention to what's important. So it was weird. Like, I can remember what it was like before I started taking medication for ADHD and what it was like after, and I am like, I feel like a normal person now. And
so just to recap here, you thought you had anxiety issues.
Yeah.
But that may not have been the case. So were you on anxiety medicine to like try to see if that was the issue?
I was trying to see if that was the issue. Like, I was trying to see.
So you went to a doctor, but did you try any anxiety medicine? I mean, anxiety medicine and antidepressants, I think, go together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I was taking some anxiety medication. Like, whenever it was bad, I would take. God, I don't even remember what it was. But it was something like a. It would chill you out.
Yeah.
It was something to just like relax you when you start getting like too far gone.
So then you were taking that while talking to people and then realizing that it didn't help.
No, I was taking that like long after the fact. Like, it was like, oh God, I'm kind of stuck in a spiral. Like, I can't stop thinking about like this weird interaction I had with someone.
Okay, so before you had that interaction, then you would take it like at night or afterwards.
Right, I would have it like after, like,
okay.
I can't escape this. I try to do other things too, like social interactions and comfort. They're kind of like a muscle,
like
too.
Practicing almost.
Would
you say?
Practiced, yeah. No, one of the things I did, I was very intentional about this, is I like to talk, but I like to talk to people I was comfortable with, and I wanted to kind of like find a way around that. So I started taking like sketch writing classes. Like, I wanted to like make myself
like sketch comedy.
Like, I wanted to make myself uncomfortable so I could kind of see if maybe this is just something that if I got better.
You did this on a stage?
I did this on a stage.
In Philadelphia, like in the city?
In Philadelphia. I was in it.
What was the audience like? How many people do you think?
In the tens, which was fun.
In the tens?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like a
People
like
you
a
knew,
small
or just
theater.
random people like that would come in to? Would they pay for it, or
People would pay for it.
was it like open mic night type of thing, or was it like just you and maybe someone else up there doing it, and people come in to see that act?
Yeah, I was in a group called American Breakfast, and we did shows that people paid us money for, which was it's a weird thing to say out loud because it was like a hobby. It was pure
What was
hobby.
some of the sketches that you would do?
God, we had a running joke of Eric tries not to throw up, which was like short videos. There was like the opener to a TV show about me trying to not throw up because for some reason I thought that was very funny.
Do you throw up a lot?
No. I think the
who thought of that?
idea, like, have you seen somebody just like try and not throw up? Like you believe in that, right? Like I think that's very funny. Oh.
So how long were these? So how long was it of you just like, what, did someone kick you in the balls and like you would
No,
pretend
it
to
was
not
just
throw up?
it was just like the opening to a TV show, like think like Full House or something, like a montage of me just not throwing it, like trying to. Not
so
throw
it was on the screen, or you were on stage though, live?
This was the recording.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like live acting.
No, we did some videos.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I'm realizing if I just
what was the TV show? The TV show that
no, the TV show was fake. The TV show was Eric tries not to throw up, and it was like the theme song to it.
Gotcha.
That's all. It was really stupid.
That's actually a really funny concept. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking about it like the whole time. Someone's just trying to have like a regular conversation with you, and you're just sitting there like sweating and nervous, and like just trying not to talk because you feel like you're gonna fucking puke.
Right.
Where can we watch this? Is this on YouTube?
I think it might be on YouTube. I'm not sure.
Is there something we can plug into YouTube to look it up?
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, there's not right now?
Not that I know of.
Eric Steele tries to throw up, Mike. See if there's something on there.
I think you messed up
doesn't try.
several words there. And
doesn't try to throw up.
No, I mean it was fun. It was a really fun like creative effort that I still like. I will quote it to myself. I'll quote like dumb things that I wrote or that my team wrote, and nobody gets it, but it still makes me laugh.
What are you watching, Mike? Bring that up. We gotta see that.
Watching.
Did you find it?
No, I've typed in Eric Steele throw up, and it's just other videos of people throwing up. Ian Moore throws up everywhere and ends stream.
Okay.
I
regret leading with this
Best
one.
Vomiting Season 2. Oh wait, Eric. Uh-oh.
Did you find it?
We got it?
Yep.
Tell me we got it.
That's it.
Yes.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
I can hear it.
No, turn it up louder. We can't hear it.
Eric tries not to throw up.
Can you bring it up on the screen so we can see it?
He has a weak
It's
stomach
gonna be
and
chopped.
everything's gross. So watch as he tries to stop the thing he hates most.
Oh my God. Is that you?
That's me.
Here's Eric.
You got sound, Mike? We
Can you
got
not
video,
hear
no
it?
sound. No.
Oh no, I don't have it running through OBS.
Oh, but that's okay. We can play the sound later.
There's no real sound. It's just piano music.
This is just you. This is what you played for an audience of 10 people or tens. So almost maybe 19 would be the max, I guess.
I don't think I could legally say that if it was not 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Help.
There you go. So
Right.
that was one thing that I did.
What else did you do?
God. All right, I'm gonna try and do like a rapid fire. One thing that's important. I thought it was really funny to like write sketches as if I was a child. So I did. Do you remember Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wrote basically that movie, but it was like a child wrote it. Yeah. I played Abraham Lincoln.
Was it? You said it was a movie.
Do you remember the movie?
No.
Oh, it was a book. But
okay, you wrote a book. Okay.
No, there was a.
I know there was a movie.
There was a movie. It was
Yes.
based on a book, which was based on a president.
You didn't do a sketch like that.
I did do a sketch that was
Okay.
exactly that.
Where is that, Mike?
I don't know if that's on there, but I do remember there was. I just killed vampires, and I just abruptly ordered a pizza, and I said, "No vampires, please." But you better believe a vampire delivered that pizza.
Wow.
And I said, I ordered no vampires.
Yeah. So anyway, so you went from the country to the city life,
Mm-hmm.
and you craved the city life.
I did. Yeah, like not being able to connect with people. I think that was the hardest part. Like I think I went to school. There were 72 people in my class, and like 68 of them graduated. Like
In the city, you're talking about?
no, in the country.
Oh, so you didn't connect to people in the country.
Like there weren't a lot of people to connect to or to connect with, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I always felt like I didn't belong there, so took the opportunity to get into the city. I mean, I tried to go to school in Philly. I dropped out of school, went back.
Which school was that?
I don't even want to talk about that. But if you need your fridge repaired, like I got you covered.
Oh, nice.
You know, I went to DeVry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia?
Yeah. Outside.
Okay.
of
Wasn't there a lawsuit with them or something?
Yeah, there was. Yeah. Turns out you're not allowed to tell people that you can get a job if you can't get a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of the tech schools are like that.
Yeah.
Like they guarantee you a job at the end.
Overpromise.
Yeah.
Underdeliver.
Yep. And they're really expensive too. They're not cheap.
They're insanely expensive.
Yeah.
And they have incredibly predatory like lending practices. Like the financial advisors at those schools are like anecdotally the financial advisors in those schools are like just sign up, just take out as much money as you need, don't worry about it. Yeah, you can use a private loan, that's fine, you don't need the government loan. So like I'm just like riddled with student loan debt right
So
now.
you took out more than what your school costs?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
And the school allowed this to happen.
they encouraged it.
Wow.
Yeah.
For, like what was the reasoning behind that? Just to get more money, but like
I don't even know why. Like I mean, if you connect the dots, it might be like goodwill or like a partnership with like certain lenders.
Like the payday advance lenders that charge 129%
interest,
interest
yeah.
to borrow
Yeah.
$600 and you pay back $3,000.
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
build relationships with like I think Sally Mae was the lender, and they're the ones that like their financial advisors will point students to Sally Mae. Like, here's what you do: you sign up for this loan right here. You can bring any loan you want. All you have
what
to
did
do
the
is pay
school have
money.
to benefit from that though?
What do they have to benefit from? I mean, maybe
No, from from that lender in particular that's getting all the
maybe like
student
expedited
loans.
payments. Maybe like they would get the loans faster. I mean, if you have a relationship with a bank,
Yeah.
they're just gonna give you money.
Possibilities are endless. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're getting them people who are signing up for like high interest loans like 3 times a year, like they're gonna be good to you. So
Yeah.
and that's what it was.
So little known fact about me, before I went into the military, I actually had a DeVry, I guess it was a salesman, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
came to my house and tried selling me on going to school there. And I have no idea what courses I was going to take or why I even wanted to go there, but it seemed like maybe the cheapest at the time, and that's maybe why, because I would have had to pay for it for myself. But after all said and done, like the prices they were giving me, I was just like, I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to start thinking about other options. That's why I went in the military. In a way, I'm kind of glad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually like really glad that I went in the military instead of went to a college, because is college really worth it?
I have a 2-year degree
Yeah.
in web graphic design.
Okay.
That is not what I do now.
So what do you do now?
I figure out how to build websites. Like I figure out
That sounds like web design to me.
web
what
design.
you just explained is web design.
Okay, yeah. If you break apart those two words, then put them back together, yeah. There's like, what I went to school was for like the aesthetic stuff, like making pictures, like making things look good.
Yeah.
Now what I do is I like help people figure out how to build complicated stuff. Like I try to figure out like the questions that we need to ask in order to actually get this stuff built, and then I like break it up into work that multiple people can do. Okay. And is absolutely not what I went to school for. You don't need to go to school for this stuff. I think like we're gonna start living in a new time where like I would, everybody listening to this, go to a community college instead of going to a like university, at least for the first like year or two. Nobody wants to be on it right now.
I tried and failed twice to enroll in community college.
All right, you don't belong in school. I went to community college for I think one semester for TV and film, which was kind of cool. It was actually kind of cool. Like you got to act, and you got to be behind the camera, and you also got to like, it's like a rotation, and you also got to be the director, like in the TV room, saying, go to camera 1, go to camera 2. I thought it was really cool. One semester definitely was not enough for that. And I don't think you need to go to school if that's what you're looking to do. You know what I mean? Because you're going to wind up spending, $60,000 or whatever it is, to get a 2-year degree in TV and film. And where are you going to work?
Right.
Yeah,
you're gonna do.
You still got to know somebody.
Somewhere.
You still got to suck some dick in that field to get around.
Yeah.
Right. So I did.
I wish
one
I hadn't
semester.
just like passively agreed to that. Like,
well, yeah.
There are a lot of other.
No,
ways.
you got to suck some dick, dude. I did one semester, and I was just like, I realized I don't want to suck dick, so I got out of there, and because it was favorites, like the teacher was like playing favorites, like putting their fucking favorite person on the best role, or whatever they wanted. And like, shitty old Jay Gellis getting stuck in the fucking janitor closet.
Were you the tree?
Yeah, I was
the tree.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got the hell out of there. I was like, this is not for me, and especially not community college, like because I wanted to be an engineer at that point, an electrical engineer, and there was nothing there for me to do. Like you can get a couple credits, but you couldn't take it any further than that.
Yeah, but that's what you should do there. Like that's what a community college. I think the value in community.
But
college
it wouldn't go anywhere. It wouldn't go to Penn State. Like those credits, like Penn State wouldn't even accept those.
Huh?
Yeah, it was fucking weird. It was
that's
stupid.
weird.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking scam.
That sounds wrong.
Yeah,
like,
but that's Lehigh Carbon Community College or whatever the fuck. LL's whatever. L-Tri-C. Yeah. Bullshit.
And Penn State too. So we gotta like and
Penn State.
They've
Fuck
made
those
some bad decisions.
They're losing out.
Yeah.
On a good alumni.
Yeah. But I still stand by what I said. Like,
you would
start
blow dudes to get a TV. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think that community college is amazing. I think it's a valuable thing.
Well, we disagree there, because I don't think if you're gonna do it, just fucking do it. Go all out and do it. If you're gonna spend the money, like, don't go to community college because you think you're not smart enough to get into a regular university, because you are. You know what I mean?
But that's the bullshit part. Community. I got. I think the best classes that I took in my college career were at a community college, and definitely not at the university that I paid at least 10 times as much.
But you don't get the you don't get the credit on your resume. Is that the biggest fucking thing? You know what I mean?
You get the credit to the school. Like, you start there, you transfer.
But the schools don't matter. It's like your resume is what matters. Unless you're going to work for yourself. If you're going to get a job from someone else, your resume was what matters, and you better fucking only make it one page. I'm tired of reading fucking paragraphs and 3 pages of fucking resumes. Make it one fucking page. Get to the point.
One page. Yeah. Cut out your education.
No. Okay. All right. So you can put your education on the second page if you want to.
Yeah, I think I want to see what
Education
you can do.
is very important.
Right. It's okay. Education is
On a
very
resume.
important. I don't want to hear about like on your resume. You do not need to put all of the stuff you did. Tell us where you went.
Yes.
Tell us what degree you got.
Yes.
Don't tell us.
Don't tell
all
me
the
that
classes
you
or
helped
the
the
projects
janitor
you
out,
did.
mop the floors, fucking, or
Right.
you did this, you know, for this teacher or what. I don't want to hear about like,
Your extracurriculars.
Yeah.
Like good.
Tell-
You should have them. Like totally.
Yeah, absolutely, but keep that to your fucking self.
Keep it to if you need an extra page on your resume to do it, it's not important.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Keep it one fucking page.
Your lacrosse experience does not matter.
Yes.
If you were applying for a job,
If you have
Make a
military
website.
experience, put it at the top.
put it on top.
Boom, done. There. Don't put it if you were in the military 10 years ago. Don't fucking have a 5-year gap in your job work and put military at the bottom, and then fucking 2 pages of what you did in the military, you know, or whatever job you had before. Like if you're gonna apply for an engineering position, especially, like keep it short, and then when it comes time to interview, then you can explain everything.
Right.
You know.
Give me a title. Give me a time there. Give me like
Yeah.
a bulleted list.
Yeah. Because
of
from your
things you
title,
did
we
there.
know what you do.
Right.
You don't have to fucking explain every little thing.
Right. If you make it easy to read,
Yeah.
you'll get an interview probably.
Yes.
Like
That's
realistically.
who I fucking pick. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not reading this
I-
paragraph. Of
I want to
bullshit.
I want to read a resume that is like a menu at a brand new restaurant. Like
Very
you-
small and to the point. yeah.
Exactly. Like when Gordon Ramsay comes in and he just like rips out like 3 pages of
Yeah.
of like cheddar bacon soup. Like this, you don't need this shit here. You don't need to make this.
Yeah.
These are the 5 things that you are serving here. Like
Yeah.
that's what your resume should be like. Like
Yeah.
people reading resumes have to read a lot of them at once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
It is not
Hundreds, in
it's
fact.
it's a lot. And
Yeah.
if you can make their life easier when you're doing it,
Yeah.
God, just make it shorter.
Yeah.
And don't bullshit. Seriously. Oh my God. Don't just. It's so easy to read. This is our resume building podcast. Why'd you start doing this podcast?
It kind of turned in like I called up Mike and I was just like, hey Mike, I think you would be great for this. Like you like producing stuff like this, and Mike was definitely interested in doing the podcast. So we didn't really know where we wanted to go with it. Like we were just coming up with all these ideas, and we had other people chiming in, and it just didn't go anywhere. So one day I was just like, all right, fuck it. Like I'm just gonna like start it. So I bought some mics, and I was like, Mike, you want to just let's just get on and talk about something. So we started doing that a lot. And then we're like, all right, let's get someone else on here and talk about something. So we did that. And it turned into basically this. Everyone's like, what's your theme? What's your theme? Like, I don't know. It's just like fucking chat. I don't know my theme.
Right.
But it's like, it turned into this like thing where it's like just taking average people, everyday people, and letting them tell their story. Like everyone has a story to tell, right?
Mhm.
So why not? Why can't you tell yours? Why can't you tell yours to like other people? Maybe there's someone else out there that relates to you. Maybe you can touch somebody or something like that, you know?
Mhm.
So like your story, being a country boy, going to the city and then saying, okay, that's enough. I'm going back to the country now. You know, that's kind of your story, I would say.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So,
It's a chapter.
yeah, it's a chapter. Yeah.
Mm.
It's part of your story. So, that's kind of it. If you would like to tell your story on 2Ds and an F, email us at 2Ds and an F podcast at gmail.com. That's TWODSANDANF podcast at gmail.com. For episode segments, extras, and upcoming guest interviews, check out 2Ds and an F podcast pages on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Full-length episodes are available on YouTube, Spotify, and just about everywhere other podcasts are found. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The 2Ds and an F podcast is a Done Sound production.